But the schools at the same time, it was like targeting the black people, you know what I'm saying? Every little trouble we get into, they want to call the police on us, make us seem like we're big problem child or something when we're really just trying to get through life, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's something that's very popular amongst our community is like whenever they're from a certain area,
Hold on.
they always send their kids to Brampton. Is that it's a story I hear a lot.
Yeah,
lot.
no,
like
for
you know,
sure.
it's like they feel like sending their kids somewhere else will make it better. Do you think that that was a good decision or?
I think it was a good decision getting me out of that environment. But at the same time, I think I could have got more knowledge on the streets. On to more really provide like as a man, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Brampton is really like, you're more like spoon fed out here.
Yeah,
Like, you know, it's more easier out here. You don't really get the struggles you'll get in Toronto. But I'm glad for growing up in Toronto to see like the struggle, a little bit of struggle that I have.
You mentioned that sometimes they target the black kids in the school. That's something I've been researching a lot. You know, there's like, you know, we're basically a minority in the school, but if you look at the expelled student, we're actually the majority in that.
Yes.
Do you feel like there's a disconnect between the teachers and, because like, I feel like they're more scared of us than the white kid that's gonna tweak.
Let me tell
or
you
that's
something.
gonna do certain things.
Let me tell you something. When I was in grade 4, I said some shit, I was mad, whatever. I said, yo, I'm gonna bring a gun to the school, shoot up the whole school. They called the police instant. I was grade 4. I was a little kid. Like, there's nothing you should have been worried about. There's nothing they should have been worried about. I was a grade 4. I was a little kid. I was just saying stuff out of anger, you know? But yeah, I feel like they have a lot of fear for the black kids and they shouldn't fear. We're just kids. We're lost and we're really trying to find our way. Like, our anger probably gets control of us because of what we're going through. You know what I'm saying?
For my experience, I was in grade 10. Basically, the school had a fire alarm, but that fire alarm was kind of surprised because even the teachers didn't know. Like nobody kind of didn't know in the school. That, in my opinion, nobody knew. Everything was kind of rushed. When I was, why are they doing a fire alarm like this? And we already had one before. And then when I go back to my locker, you see how they have a key, a key for like all the lockers?
Yeah.
Tell me how my locker is the other way. I know I used to get high back then in the morning to go to school, but I know for a fact I did not lock my locker backwards. That's basically like they turned the lock, they opened it,
One inside
they unlocked, and then they checked my locker to look for things.
Yeah.
And then they locked it back the other way because that's where the key is. When I got to my locker, I'm like, bro, right after the drill, I'm like, ain't no way, bro. I made a little snap post. I said, bro, see these guys, they make a fake fire drill to go to my locker.
That's crazy.
And weeks before, there was a weed smell in the area. Mind you, I never got caught with nothing. Never suspected of nothing. One day, they pulled me out of class. They tell me there's a weed smell in this whole area, like the whole hallway, the whole section of the hallway, but they targeted me to ask me, like, yo, we're gonna check your locker. I'm like, okay, that's their right, you know what I'm saying? I can't say no to that. That's their school, that's their property. They opened my locker, they basically stripped the locker down. There was even a metal part. They took it out, checked everything, and then they looked at me, like, open your pockets. They checked my pockets, I had a Blistex. They made me open the Blistex too.
That's crazy.
And then they looked stupid, and then she basically said, do you know who would be responsible for the weed smell in the area? I'm like, what? So you guys targeted me, and then you're asking me to snitch? I was like, yeah, that's...
But were you popular? Were you popular in school?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that's what it was. They see you interacting with everything. Because that's the same kind of problem that happened to me. Because I left HB, and I went back to HB, everybody knew me in the school. Because I was already there, and I'm the older head, so everyone's healing me up. And I'm not doing nothing in school, and automatically they think I'm a drug dealer. Automatically, bro. Yo, undercover agents come to my classroom, cuff
Holy.
me and everything, bro.
That's
They
crazy.
don't give me no. See how they search your shit? They didn't question me nothing, bro.
Or you just call the boy them straight.
Called the boy them, came to my classroom, bro. Cuffed me in the classroom, took me out of cuffs out of school and everything, bro. But you know, went through it young, so I'm glad I went through it young. So now I'm older. You know what I'm saying? It's a breeze because I know how these guys move. Bro. Guilty before innocent.
Yeah,
When it
that's
comes to
facts.
black people, guilty before innocent. So all the youth watching this, yo, you guys need to be careful, for real.
What type of music you make?